To my do-it-yourself channel, and this is another video on the Honda Odyssey that I have. It's a 2010 Honda Odyssey EX, and it's a 3.5 liter VTech. The model number for this one is 2100750. It's from Denso, and it's a remanufactured alternator. You can see that it's made in US, and it has it's a remanufactured, but it looks pretty good. They probably paint it and also put in new bearings and everything, so hopefully it will last me. The alternator is underneath here. It's not easy to get out, so you can see right there. So the clearance is not much at all, so you have to get your fingers pretty in tight spaces. The way to remove it is or get it out is through this area here. So what we have to do is we have to clear out the power steering fluid reservoir, and you can just pop it out. This will come off, and I'm going to let it sit here, and at some point I will have to move that. Then I will remove this windshield wiper container as well. I just remove the bolt so I have enough space, and also the air conditioner line. So the air conditioner line, this one is, I'm going to remove this. It takes a 10 millimeter. I don't want to take away any of those connections here for the air conditioner because you don't want to mess with but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove just the bolt from the bracket. I will pop this out so I have more space, so you can see if I get to the alternator here, I should be able to move this out. I'm going to remove this one. Is also a 10 millimeter. So before I remove any of the parts of the alternator, I'm going to take off the negative terminal of the battery, and I will put this on charge so that when you put a new alternator, you are not going to put the alternator into a charging the battery, and that might also fail the alternator. Now for the alternator, there are two connections. Just pop up the cover here, and that bolt, and also there is the other cover. The positive terminal takes a 12 millimeter socket, and I'm going to remove that. So to remove this cable, you have to push down on the end of it, so this far end of it, and with one hand, with one finger, you can push it down and then you pull it out. There is one more bolt right here which is holding these harnesses over here, so I'm going to remove that. It should be out of the way. I'm going to remove this harness here, and you can just pull it out and it should be free there. So I can move this around, and I'm going to clear this space over here. So the next thing is I'm going to remove the belt, the serpentine belt. To get the belt off, it is a tight squeeze, so I have a breaker bar, and it takes a 14 millimeter socket. You can see it takes some patience to get in there because this AC line, return AC line is there. So as I push it, it will release the tension, and I'm going to take the belt off the pulley. And then to remove the alternator, there are two bolts, one right underneath this thing and one in the bottom. right there. So those two bolts, I will remove those. So for these two bolts to remove the alternator, it's easier to do it with an extension and passing it through here. And this one takes a 12 millimeter, and I'll use the ratchet. I have a flexible extension ratchet. We can put the link on my video. It's pretty helpful. The bottom bolt takes a 14 millimeter. So the top bolt was 12 millimeter, the bottom is 14. And I have a longer bar so that you can put some pressure to unbolt it. This bottom one takes a little effort, and I have loosened it here. You can see if you have a longer bar it will help, and you can try with an extension, but this AC line is going to hit. Once I'm able to loosen it, it will come off pretty easy. So this is going to be a longer bolt. This is a 14 millimeter on the bottom. I'm going to take this bracket off so that it doesn't rub on your hand when you're trying to take the alternator out. And this one takes a 10 millimeter socket. And also I'm going to remove this one. So this is out of the way. So it is a little difficult to take it out of the groove in the bottom, and you have to keep on pushing it, and the clearance is really tight. To make it easier to bring this alternator out, I'm going to remove this bracket, which has a 12 millimeter bolt underneath it. So if you put your finger right here, and I might be able to squeeze the camera in to see. If you look right there, this is the bracket, and you will see the bolt right there, and the one on the right side was holding the alternator. I'm going to remove the left one and remove the bracket. With this bracket removed, it will be easier to remove the alternator. Also, there is a little harness in the back, and you can see right there, it just holds the wire going in. So now you have a better chance to remove that, and I will probably turn it up so that I can remove that wire connection there. To remove this harness clip, I'm going to use a weed puller that I have, and you can see I put the weed puller right in there, and it should go in and pull it out. There, I got the harness out. Now I'm going to move the power steering fluid reservoir out of the way, and just let it sit here. Just make sure that nothing is dripping, and if it drips, you can always fill it up. And I'm going to turn it and try to take it out. You have to find a sweet spot that it will turn and get it out. So maybe you have to squeeze these AC lines. almost there. And now I'm going to try to squeeze it in. Let's see which way it will come back. So there is a spot right here. They didn't make it easy. Almost there. And there it comes out. New one versus old one, you can see it has to be exact match, and doesn't have, here it is. It is Honda by Denso, whereas this one is also by Denso. And I will recommend that you use a Denso one, and if you don't, let me know which one you put in, and put a comment and tell me if the other brands worked, so that other viewers can try that brand.